All right, guys. Happy Tuesday. Tokyo sessions right now. Going to talk about what's going on for tonight and what I'm seeing, what's going on. So let's get to it here. So you can see that the US dollar is still consolidating around this price. Now, this is the daily chart for the DXY on tradingview.com. I always recommend you guys go look at tradingview.com, especially when you're on a computer, so you get a broad perspective and a basic overview on what you really want to look at. So that way you don't get too confused when you're looking on your phone here and then you're like, oh, well, maybe I should buy and sell. So you can't go wrong, like I said, using the computer, tying with the big overview, and then looking at your phone. Now, can you just look at your phone? You can if you want. Can't go wrong with that too. I just like using the computer because I'm mostly home at time. So when you're on your phone, just make sure that you don't get too caught up. So it looks like the US dollar is making a move back up. Wall Street looks like it's retracing back down, even though it did not break anything high. Yes, this bullish candle did go above and engulfed over the previous bearish candle from yesterday, but overall it didn't break the 35,179 price. So with that, I'm actually looking to see if I'm not shorting it tonight, but maybe shorting it during London sessions, selling it during New York tomorrow, due to the fact that that's what I'm looking at right now. Same thing with S&P 500. It didn't break anything higher. It just came and just retested 4425, 4,425 right here. So not a whole lot of buying and not a whole lot of selling. So it's a lot of consolidation. And obviously you want to narrow the price down. So I would move my horizontal line and I would narrow it down like right here. And this is what I'll be looking at for S&P 500. For US 30, I would narrow this all the way right here. Candle, and then at the top of the wick of the highest price, which is 35,210, but it hasn't come back to break that. And 34,885 would be the daily support here. Looking for it to come back down. That's what I'll be looking at for tomorrow. Gold, very tricky at this point. Now, usually for me, after the third doji, the third bearish candle, I would buy. That's just me. Kind of like the three crows, right? Three crows are the three bearish candles on the Candlestick Bible. And same thing with the three bullish candles as well. So that's how I look at it. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and reverse gold to go back up for tomorrow. But overall, it is going back down. So what's going to be interesting to see is how much consolidation is going to be from tonight and until tomorrow. So that's what I'm looking at right now for you guys. USD JPY is going down pretty heavily, coming back to retest the 108 area, which is right here. This right here at the 108.8, and it could probably come back down to 108.5. That's what I'm looking at right now. So that's pretty much it I'm looking at. Let's come down to the pound. The pound doesn't know where it's going. It didn't break the 139.5 right here. It did come up close, but then it come back down. So me personally, I would sell the pound versus buying the pound. Now, obviously, this candle did engulf over the previous candle on the daily, but that doesn't mean that you should just buy and hold it. So I always recommend people to scalp the markets as much as possible when there is so much consolidation going on, especially for this week. Euro to the pound looks like it wants to come back up. It did not break the 85 price where I was looking at. So since it didn't break the 85 price, I'd be looking to buy for tonight. Euro, same thing. I'll be selling Euro because Euro did not break 119. It has been getting pinned down under 119. This is the third day in a row that it's been pinned down. Obviously, this is the first bearish, second bearish, and this is the third bearish candle. And I'd be looking to sell this thing back down because it did not come back to retest 119 for Euro. USD Swiss, looking to buy USD Swiss. Let's count the bearish candles, right? Let's count bearish candles. From this one first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bearish candles. That's crazy, right? So I would expect this to be a bull candle for tomorrow, since it did not come back down to break 90 and come back to retest 89. So let's go and look at UCAD. UCAD is pretty tricky at this point. Usually after 3 bullish candles, I would sell. Now, it is still going up. the question is, how much higher is it going to go up? I would move my horizontal line down here to see if it will retest 126. If it does not break 126, I'm going to sell it back down. Australia, New Zealand. New Zealand did break up to the upside. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is it going to keep going? And what's very no, let's go back to Australia. Australia is still in the same consolidation price from 74 and 73. Yeah, let's do 73. So not a whole lot going on for Australia. Australia is by far the weakest currency of this week so far compared to New Zealand dollar. New Zealand is a lot stronger. Now, New Zealand isn't breaking anything higher. It did break higher, but like I said, it's coming back down again. So I would highly recommend looking at the 4-hour chart and the 1-hour chart to see if you can justify if this is worth holding a buy and swinging the buy. Me personally, I would just scalp the markets for this week. I would not get too caught up on trying to figure out what's going to be, like I said, what would you be swinging for the markets anyways? Like I said, since it's NFP week, always me personally, like the first week of the month, I always like try my best to scalp the markets, during London and New York. And then I would just see what's going to happen with Tokyo sessions and let it play it out. I wouldn't mess around too much with Tokyo sessions. For those of you that work like 9 to 5 and Tokyo sessions is your own time to trade, then you're going to have to look at trading during dinner time or at midnight. That's the easiest way I can say it. Within the first 2 hours of Tokyo or like the last 2 hours of Tokyo, because the last 2 hours of Tokyo comes right into the opening of London sessions anyways. So other than that, happy Tuesday night for you guys. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Wednesday night. And we'll see what happens for non-farm payroll on Friday. Other than that, that's it, guys. Have a good trading day.